Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah. We have a great show for you today. I'm very excited. We're going to talk a little bit about fashion. We're also going to learn about some Madison history later in the show. And right now, we're going to talk about CrossFit and learn a little bit more about why it might be for you. I'm joined with CrossFit Recursive owners Dirk and Nicole Gessler, and I'm so glad to see you today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, CrossFit Recursive, if you haven't been, is over on Willie Street. You've got a great facility. I want to talk a little bit about CrossFit Recursive specifically because, as we know, the CrossFit Games are coming to Madison. It's exciting because we're getting to highlight some of the CrossFit gyms in the area. But what's special about Recursive? They're speechless. No, I'm just kidding.
So each of the CrossFit gyms in the area definitely has its own personality, and as you're highlighting some of the other ones, you'll see that. I think what makes Recursive special is that we're very family friendly. We've got stuff for all ages. We've got a kids playroom. And we're also really good, our specialty is really taking people off the couch for the first time and getting them into the gym in a non-intimidating, non-scary way so that everybody can get started and get into that fitness for the first time.
I think I'm glad you said that because one of the things that comes to mind about CrossFit, I think for folks at home, I know for myself before I learned more, is that it's a really intense training for already fit athletes.
Right.
But what you're saying is a lot of your customers, clients are first timers, haven't worked out maybe in a while.
Right. I think that's the stereotype is that you have to be fit to come in and do CrossFit, and that's not true at all. We work with the people, that's how you get fit is by doing CrossFit. Right.
I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that. So for viewers out there, if you're out there and you're thinking, gosh, I haven't worked out in a while, I don't know if this is for me, how do I even get going? What would you say to them? What's the best way to kind of get started?
All you have to do is you can either call or log on to the website and you can schedule a no sweat intro. All that means is you're going to come in and sit down with us for 20 minutes or half an hour. We're going to discuss your goals, figure out the things you're doing right already, and then see how we can build on that and move you into better fitness.
Okay, you made that sound really easy.
It is.
Really easy. It's very, that's why we call it the no sweat intro, so you're not going to work out that first time you come in. A lot of people are intimidated to come in and think, oh, I've got to do this workout, I don't know what I'm doing. So we're just going to kind of, what to wear, and so we're going to talk about all that. We're going to get you into the right program to start with. For some people that's personal training, for some people that's just starting with nutrition, for some people that's starting in what we call our foundations class to get ready for the CrossFit classes. So there's a lot of different avenues that we can get people started so they're most comfortable and they'll reach their goals.
That sounds really well-rounded because there's a lot of aspects of fitness that sometimes people struggle with, and just health. You're even talking about nutrition.
Right.
One of the things I want to touch on is personal training specifically. What do you guys do in terms of personal training?
We work with a variety of different people. Some of our regular members will do personal training because they have specific goals that they're working on. Even Dirk is one of our personal training clients.
It's true.
Because everybody has something to work on. I work with a couple older women that were just working and they want to be independent, live in their apartments for a long time. And so we're working on making sure that they can get off the floor. So there's a wide range of things. We're even starting some personal training with some kids that want to get, for sports, or littler kids that, just need some exercise and stuff like that. So.
Another really important topic, because a lot of folks, again, use the word training. People think personal training might be for somebody who's just getting ready for a big sport or a professional athlete, but really it might just be as simple as you need a little bit of help getting motivated. It's sort of a commitment to get in the gym and work with someone specifically.
You're with somebody one-on-one. They know, very intimately your goals, how to get you there, and you don't have to worry about, oh, what do I do today when I go to the gym? They're going to be there motivating you and telling you what to do.
Telling you every step of the way. I want to make sure we talk about this. We've got just a little bit of time left, but you have a 30-minute express class. Let's talk about those.
Yeah, that's one of our other ways that we can get started is for people that might be a little bit intimidated by the word CrossFit or the thought of using barbells. We have these 30-minute express classes where you don't need any prior experience. You just come in. It's a really quick 30-minute workout. Even our regular members are doing the 30-minute classes because it is just fast, intense, 30 minutes in and out. People are busy, so you can kind of fit it in anytime during the day for yourself.
Gosh, I think I could even do that on a lunch hour.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's the hope.
Yeah, so take a quick 30-minute class, grab a snack, maybe a shower.
We have showers on site.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, we do.
So you got the whole thing. You can come in and out. Well, thanks so much. I know you guys have nutrition as well. We didn't get a whole lot of time to dive into that, but we'll talk about that another time with you guys.
Good.
Again, this is Dirk and Nicole Gessler from CrossFit Recursive down on Willie Street. CrossFit is for you. It's for anyone.
It's for everybody.
And we've got more show for you after the break. Stick around. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. If you're like me, you may never have heard of Integration Bodywork. This is a company we're going to learn about. They're doing some wonderful things in terms of, I would say, holistic health. We're going to learn a little bit more what Scott has to say. Scott Robinson is here, and he's the owner as well as a licensed massage therapist. Again, we're talking about Integration Bodywork. Scott, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So I really am truly excited to learn more about Integration Bodywork. Give us kind of the overview.
Sure. So we're a small massage therapy practice. We're in the Quarry Arts building just on the near west side. And really simply, we help people move better so they can feel better.
Simply put, well said. Let's talk a little bit more about specific services that you offer.
Sure. So Megan Sullivan, who's my other therapist, and I, we both have a lot of training in lots of different modalities. But we think it's really confusing for folks to have them all listed and have you try to pick the thing you think is going to be most effective. Mm-hmm. Really simply, we just offer 60, 90-minute sessions. We talked with you about what your issues are, what your goals are, how you respond to treatment. Do you really like and respond well to really heavy-duty pressure? Do you need a more and prefer a more gentle approach? We find the thing that's most successful to you, and we just do that.
So you're helping folks with a variety of potentially body issues, mm-hmm. sometimes even pain.
Yep.
So it's more maybe specialized than just, a massage for relaxation.
Absolutely.
Who would you say you serve? Who are your clients?
Sure. We see a lot of athletes of various kinds. Probably 2/3 of our clients are athletes. We both have a lot of experience with CrossFitters and that sort of environment. Megan was working out of a CrossFit gym in Milwaukee for about the last 3 years before she joined us this spring. I've had my CrossFit Level 1 certificate for the last 6 years, so that's an area of expertise for us. But we sponsor Leah Schneeberger, who's a professional mountain bike racer here in Madison. She won the Fat Tire Berkey this spring, so we see a lot of cyclists, a lot of Nordic skiers, lots of active people who understand they need to take care of themselves. We also see a lot of professionals, small business owners who are really committed to their own health and wellness.
Wow. Okay, so that's a lot of different folks, but you mentioned some specialties in there. I imagine that anybody that has any kind of ache or pain or is dealing with a muscular body issue, you could potentially help. What are some of the more common complaints that you're seeing from folks?
For sure. Yeah, so I think low back pain is an epidemic, is not too strong a word. Something like 80% of adults are going to experience it at some point in their life. So we see a lot of low back pain, a lot of shoulder issues, sciatic pain, plantar fasciitis, but also some less common things. We've helped folks with like lifelong issues with headaches. We can't necessarily do anything about the symptoms themselves, but if you're also having trouble getting your chin down to your chest, for example, if we help you improve your neck range of motion, often the frequency of those headaches goes down considerably. I worked with a gentleman this last fall for about 6 months who needed a hip replacement. We were able to help him take the lift out of his shoe, help him restore a normal walking pattern. He still needed hip replacement because I can't do anything about the bone that extra bone that grew in there. Mm-hmm. But I was talking with him this spring, and it sounds like he had a really successful rehab, in part because he had healthy movement patterns before he had the surgery.
Wow. So what I'm hearing, I really like the idea of, like you said, or we said earlier, sort of a holistic approach versus necessarily treating with drugs or something like that. You're able sometimes to get to the source of the problem, it sounds like.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are really frustrated with going to their primary care physicians for pain, not because they aren't excellent physicians, but because their options are sort of pain relievers, muscle relaxants, and surgery maybe. Maybe you get a PT referral, but you have to wait 7 weeks to get in to see them. Yeah. Right? You can get in to see us much sooner, and if you're already seeing a physical therapist or a chiropractor, we're a great additional therapy to support that work already. A lot of chiropractors don't do soft tissue work. It helps support, makes the adjustment easier, helps the effects last longer. Mm-hmm. If you've got a home stretching routine from your physical therapist and you're like me and you have trouble actually doing it, right, it's a great way to actually get the same benefits without the daily sort of self-flagellation of, well, I'm supposed to do this, but I haven't done it yet.
Wow.
So.
This is a big topic. I mean, I think it's really important what you're talking about. And for somebody who already understands maybe the importance of seeing a chiropractor, you've mentioned some really great additional benefits because an adjustment sometimes can get pulled by a muscular issue, right?
Absolutely.
So some really great points. I think we could talk for a lot longer, but you got the main points across. And I think for folks out there who are struggling with maybe some aches or pains, chronic headaches, all kinds of ailments, it sounds like this could be potentially a really good fit for them. Mm-hmm. Again, this is Integration Bodywork that we're talking about. owner and licensed massage therapist Scott Robison is here, and we appreciate your expertise in sharing your information with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. We've got more Talk of the Town coming up after the break, so please stay with us. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I told you we were going to talk a little bit about fashion. We're going to talk specifically about plus size fashion today. I learned actually before we started, while we were on break, that the average size in America is size 16, and the resources are a little bit struggling for folks who are looking for the right size and the right clothes. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we can maybe help you. We've got Katrina Simyab here, and I'm glad to see you. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So your involvement in what we're about to talk about, which is a consignment opportunity for plus size shoppers, has sort of stemmed from a variety of ways. Why don't you kind of talk a little bit about your specific role in this industry and how you kind of came across some of these ideas?
Sure, absolutely. So I actually kind of got involved through modeling. I was a straight size model back in the day, which if you're not familiar what that means, it's a size 2 to 10.
Okay.
But you usually can't get work unless you're a size 8.
Okay.
And so then I actually developed an eating disorder from being in that environment and was like, whoa, I got to put the brakes on here. So I took some self-care time and I actually ended up putting on weight and totally thought, you know what, this is over. Like, I won't be able to do any work. And then found a really great community and a bunch of work in plus size modeling, which is size 12 and up. And so I actually met Zoe Schuler, who's the owner of Z Bella Boutique. It is the only plus size boutique in all of Wisconsin because I did some modeling for her website. And we actually became friends and really both love fashion. And we thought there needs to be more opportunities for plus size women to find cool fashion. And so we ended up creating Curve Shop, this plus size consignment sale.
That's so neat. Okay, so many things that I heard in there that I want to expand on, but one of the things is we're talking about opportunities for plus size shoppers, and you're basically saying that this shop in Middleton, Z Bella Boutique, is the only plus size boutique in all of the state. I mean, that's really incredible. One, that it exists, thankfully, nice and close to us here.
Right.
But the fact that there are so few resources, again, is how this sort of all stemmed between your friendship. And now you also have a lifestyle and beauty blog called Inspo & Co. So this is not something that is new to you by any means.
No, I actually started blogging because I would have friends or even just, acquaintances say, wow, you're so brave to wear a top that shows your shoulders. Like, how brave of you, because I wasn't like a size 3. And to me, that was very bizarre to think it's brave to just wear clothing that I love. And so I started kind of blogging about my experience, finding cool fashion and wearing it. And it was just really a great way for me to be like, just love yourself and to set that example. Because I think a lot of times, since those sizes aren't included, women who are above size 12 feel very marginalized, like they can't find the clothing that they need easily because in the mall, unless it's a plus size store, usually you won't find over a size 14 on the actual rack, which is very frustrating.
And to your point earlier, while we were on break, the average size in America is size 16, so you can see the math isn't adding up there.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we talk more details about the consignment opportunity. Now, this is happening on June 24th. So just around the corner, a week from Saturday, from 10 to 6, I'm giving away all the details, but it's the Courtyard by Marriott, and it's at it's Madison West, Middleton, that area. You know what I'm talking about, Courtyard by Marriott. Again, June 24th. Now, this is a consignment shopping opportunity, and what can people expect to find?
So we are so excited. The response has been overwhelming, and we have hundreds of items that are coming in. We actually did a consignment sort of survey, and we found that we are going to have sizes represented from 10 on size large all the way to 4X and size 30, and everything in between. Many of the consigners are bringing 70 plus items just themselves, and that's not including everyone that's involved. So I'm really hoping that there's going to be a diversity of sizes, and it is just going to be a very body positive, friendly environment that you can find clothing that doesn't break the bank, that will fit and flatter your curves, because another woman who is your size or bigger or smaller has already loved and worn that item, and so we know that it works.
Yeah, what a great place to go and shop for sizes that are more fitting to what you said is a lot of folks here in America and obviously in Wisconsin as well. So I love that you guys are doing this. This is wonderful. Again, at the Courtyard by Marriott, Madison, West Middleton, June 24th, 10 to 6. Katrina Simiap, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We've got more Talk of the Town coming up right after the break. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. As promised, we're going to give you some information about how you can enjoy some history right here in the Madison area. I'm joined by Janet Cabot, who is with Madison Trust for Historic Preservation, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about some of the tours that you have this summer. How are you today?
I'm great. A beautiful summer day in Madison. So
bet.
excited to be here and tell you about what the Madison Trust for Historic Preservation has planned this summer.
Yeah.
We do tours. We started them on June 1st and we do them through September 30th. And this year we have 8 of our tours in rotation. We offer the tours on Thursday evenings and on Saturdays, but you can go on the website and find out, all your viewers can find out which tours are on which dates. But we have 8 tours, so whether you are a longtime Madisonian or just want to explore a new neighborhood, one of them will sure to be right for you. So we will be going to Mansion Hill West, which is right in the city, not too far from the Edgewater Hotel. We have a great tour of Marquette Bungalows, about 2 blocks worth of fabulous craftsman-style bungalows. Tour that I do, University Heights, very near Camp Randall, where the chancellor lives. In fact, the home that the University of Wisconsin owns is on the tour.
Oh.
And our tour guides are lucky enough, the chancellor's husband, if he's home, brings us in and we tour the first floor, the public area of the home.
Wow,
which has beautiful historic details. This year we're also going to the Sunset Hills neighborhood, a fabulous little gem of a neighborhood filled with mid-century modern homes.
Now, is that one new this year?
No, we did it last year. We have 2 new ones.
All right.
Westmoreland is one of our other ones on the west side, but our 2 new ones this year are the UW Ag Campus. That was a special tour last year. We did it as a fundraising tour, and it was so popular, we decided that we needed to add it to our regular roster.
Now, what's covered on that tour?
So we're in the heart of the Ag Campus, which was built in the 19th century, the Coliseum, the horse barns, the original buildings where the whole College of Agriculture got started. You learn about incredible scientific discoveries that were made at the Ag Campus, like vitamin A. The other tour that we have added new is called Third Lake West Ridge.
Okay.
And it is an offshoot of a tour that we offered as a special tour 2 years ago. And it's just to the west of Orton Park. So think about the Willie Street neighborhood that was developed in the 19th century by German immigrants. So it's a really fascinating look. Again, it's not far from right downtown. So those are our tours that we're offering this year. We're really happy, we can't do this without sponsors, so MG&E Foundation and TDS Custom Construction are helping us, and then all of us, like me, are volunteers who give the tours.
That's wonderful. And I really urge you to go to the website because you can learn a little bit about the different tours and what's offered. And there's some, you don't even need to have a reservation from what I understand. You really can just show up.
That's right. You can show up. The Thursday evening tours are at 6 o'clock. And the Saturday tours begin at 11. You show up. If you're a Madison Trust member, the tours are free, which is a great deal if you just $40 to be an individual member. If you take 4 tours, you've paid for your membership. Otherwise, the tours are $10 for adults and $5 for students.
Wonderful.
And usually, I think for every tour that we do, when you're done with the tour, we have negotiated a coupon for a local merchant. Sometimes it's ice cream or a coffee. So at the end of the tour, you can tear off your coupon and enjoy a little treat.
Oh, how wonderful. There's so much I want to talk to you about, and we almost have to go, but I want to make sure folks know, too, that there's some opportunity for private tours as well.
Yes, we really offer more than 8 tours. So the tours that are on hiatus, or even one of our regular tours, you can contact the Trust, and we will send out a query to those of us that do the tours and arrange that. Those private tours cost more per person. They're $20 a person, but we do them for groups all the time. So
all really affordable, though, in general. Or I like the idea of being a member for only $40, and then you'll cover your...
And it's a wonderful way to learn. I mean, what people can expect on the tour is, one, knowledgeable and enthusiastic docents to walk them. Usually we walk for about an hour to an hour and a half through a neighborhood. You learn about the architects who built the buildings, the people that lived in them, the historic style, and also the context. So it's a great way to spend a summer Saturday or a Thursday night.
You're not kidding. Go to the website and learn a little bit more. Again, this is Janet Cabot with Madison Trust for Historic Preservation. I've had a lovely time with you and with you as well, and I hope you join us next time for Talk of the Town.